Morning, Sunday morning. Hey, online family. I am talking about how to make ADHD work for you when you're in business. Now, when I first started out in business, I did not know that I had ADHD. I only got diagnosed with ADHD last month. Although for about a year, I have had a hunch or 2 years, when my kids got diagnosed, I started reading about ADHD a lot. I realized, oh, maybe I have ADHD as well. So I started in business when my first child was a baby. There I was sitting at home with a newborn. My mother had just passed away. I had just gone on leave for my job and planned to quit my job eventually. And I thought I was living my dream. Being a stay-at-home mom, I could craft, I could garden, all this time to hang out and do what I want, freedom. But very quickly, it didn't feel like freedom to me. Very quickly, I felt bored, alone, unhappy, maybe even depressed. And then there were all the new baby feelings too. Add to this, I had no mom friends. So when my child was born, when my baby was born, initially lots of people came to see me. It was really great. But after that faded away, after 2 or 3 weeks, it was just me sitting at home alone with the baby. And I knew that was not good for me. So I started getting out how I could, which in some ways was mom Facebook groups near me. And then as soon as I found out where new moms were hanging out, I started going and meeting new moms like crazy. I sometimes when I'm in a new place or in a new stage of life, I go and meet people. I like to say like I'm running for mayor. Like I meet so many people and start going out all of the time to like a hyper extroverted kind of way, even though I myself am not truly an extrovert. So I was in one of those acting like a mayor stages where I was going out, meeting people all around, trying to find my people, trying to find my place. Within that, I was also researching and learning about how to start a business. And the two areas I focused on were freelancing and garden coaching. So if you've started a business, you know, they often talk about, especially if you're freelancing or doing some kind of educational service-based business, what is your knowledge area and or knowledge areas, and how can you share that with others? So writing, the new field at that time of social media, marketing, and gardening. Those were my areas of interest. Those were my areas where I had some expertise. So that's what I started doing. Within garden coaching, that was my biggest area of expertise. I had a master's in soil science. At that point, I had been organic gardening for 10 years. So I was really skilled at it. And I was a classroom teacher. So I had all of these things that I could do and convey to people from my knowledge base. So I started teaching garden workshops, and some people wanted me to come and help them in their yard, walk around my yard with me, tell me where to plant things, tell me how to do this. And so I haven't been awake that long. I would walk around. I would do private consults. I'd go to someone's house, walk around their yard, tell them what to plant, advise them how to help the soil, talk about the sunlight levels. It was amazing. And I was doing it part-time. After about a year or a year and a half of doing this, I realized, or maybe even 2 years, the part that got me really excited was not actually the gardening part. That was fun to talk to people about gardening, something that I was interested in, something they were interested in. But what really got me going, what really was of interest to me, was working with someone looking at, here's something you want to do that's a new thing that you need to start that I can help you do. This is where my ADHD drive latched onto, because it was interesting. It was a problem to solve. It was a problem that was different every time because every person was different every time. And it was a part of business that was intriguing to me. So I spent about another year being curious about this and realizing, oh, every time I leave a garden consult, I feel through the moon thrilled. And as I said, it wasn't the gardening itself. It was me working with that person, talking about, well, how do you handle failure? How do you start again after your first set of seedlings don't start or half your plants die? Oh, so I was helping people to start again, helping people to do something that matters a lot to them, to do something that engages them, and to not let the fear of starting begin. Here's my little lizard that just got my attention. Isn't that cute? Now, I realize, oh, I think I want to coach people. The only problem was I didn't know what I was doing, and I still didn't really know how to build a business. A lot of people had said yes to garden coaching and garden classes. I didn't know how to get them to say yes to coaching with me. So I thought, you know what? I'm not really sure if I like this. I'm not really sure if I know what I'm doing. Why don't I just put out a minimal risk offer that is a win-win for both people? So I came up with this idea of coaching for coffee because, again, ADHD, you have to work with what interests you and what drives you. I love coffee. And I thought, well, sitting in a cafe talking with people is one of my favorite things of all. So what if that's what I do? What if I say, hey, I'll coach you, you buy me a cup of coffee? And that's what I did. I put it out there on all of the Facebook groups I was in. Again, I said, I'm doing coaching for coffee. I think I would be really good at being a coach, but I don't know. And why don't you bring your problem, and within 1 hour we'll make some headway on that and you'll buy me a cup of coffee. Now, I want to clarify. They're buying me good coffee. I'm not talking drip coffee from the gas station. Although they say this Banks has good coffee here. I've never gotten coffee from there. Uh, I'm talking, an espresso machine. I like Americanos. Well, at that time, Americanos. Now I've shifted to lattes. Who knows what I'll shift to next? So I would meet a person in a cafe. They'd buy me a cup of coffee. We'd sit down and I'd coach them. And the first person I sat down with, all of a sudden I realized she's telling me what she's going through, and I'm like, "Oh, this is a past life issue. This is not a current life issue. You're bringing things in from your past life into your situation right now." And I told her that. And I said, "Look, you have to get yourself solidly in this timeline, in this life that you're in now, because your fears from the past are are activated and they're working out in your life right now." And I didn't even realize. So I walk away from that session and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I know about past lives. And yeah, I'm a highly intuitive, sensitive person, but I thought I was just going to coach like, excuse me, everyday stuff. I didn't think I was going to be the coach who talks about past lives. And yet here I am. I said what she needed to say or needed to hear based on my observations. I shared with her the insight. And here's what I started seeing time after time when I met with someone for coaching. Now, sometimes it would take longer than an hour for us to get to the point where I wanted us to get. There were a few times it was like an hour and 20 minutes. One person I remember an hour, 30 minutes. And I'm like, I don't really know if this is a good thing if like we're having to get to an hour and 30 minutes till we have a breakthrough. But regardless, I was with my ADHD brain, I like to follow a path, but not necessarily a path where there's a clear map. I like it where I'm intuitively figuring out what the map is. So, time after time in sessions with these people, I was like, I am giving them breakthroughs. I'm helping them in 1 hour have a new perspective, feel lighter, feel ready to take action, resolve their past lives. And I didn't even know that that would be something that I could do, but I found out that I could do it. So then for the next, I would say 2 to 3 years, I was just trying to figure out, not always 2 to 3 years, it might have been 2 years. I was trying to figure out, well, here's this thing that I want to do. I know I'm good at it. How do I bring it to the world? How do I do a business with it? I I tried blogging and submitting guest articles because that was pretty relevant at the time. I also was posting on social media. Um, Somewhere in that time frame is when I started this YouTube channel. I experimented because the ADHD part of my brain, part of my being loves experimenting, loves trying out things. Now, at some point, I did join a mastermind program. And then the next year, I thought, you know what? Or maybe it was concurrently. Why don't I just start my own mastermind? Because of who knows, persistent DIY factor or this I think I can do everything belief that I have. So I started a mastermind with 2 local women. That was when I really started making headway in my business. But for the early years of my business, even though it was great because I was following the lead of where's my interest going? What am I best at? Like, how is my ADHD driving me forward? What I wasn't great at was there was still a part of me that was looking for the shortcut, that was looking for the easy path, that was looking for, like, "Ooh, this is a thing that'll work, and then I'll do it again." And here's the wild thing. There were things that would, like, catch fire, let's say, catch a little fire. I do a guest blog post for a popular, website that I really liked and get 60 new subscribers overnight to my newsletter, which if you've ever built a newsletter, that to me felt like a big win. Every other one was like one at a time, and then all of a sudden 60 in one day. I believe this is partly ADHD, partly like capacity and, life path. I didn't guest post for them again. Nothing went wrong. I just the ADHD part of me didn't find interest in doing it again, couldn't make myself do it again. I found a note when I was going through my files recently of like, "Oh, pitch this blog," and, I found it a few weeks ago, and I was like, "Wait, I still could pitch them. They still are around. They still take guest posts," and now I could see myself doing it now, although I still haven't done it. So you can know a thing is a great idea. You can even have tested information and data to show you it's a good idea. But between your ADHD and whatever you need to resolve within, you're not going to do it if you can't truly make yourself do it. I couldn't make myself do it. And over time, the best coaches that I met with over my years in business also happen to be people like myself. Oh, hi, kitty. Dear, my cat. Intuitives, psychics, people of that nature. And they always give me the feedback, the coaching, the guidance that when I'm having more fun in my business will take off more. And for years, I kept on thinking, well, I'm having kind of fun. I'm a little bit having fun. But I would keep on searching. And like I said, some of the part of the search was great, but some of it was me looking for a shortcut, hoping for an easy solution. But every time an easy solution presented itself, I didn't take it, or I didn't do it again, or I didn't want it. Like it would feel cool. And then 2 days later, I'm just like, okay, I'm done with that. And I had to find through trial and error what's the method that I'm really driven to stick with? What are the things that I love doing that I'll do again and again and again and again? Because that's bringing in my natural ADHD tendency. And also, not every kind of fun needs this probably, but the novelty. I needed the novelty of the new thing, but also the new thing that helps. Sorry, I'm looking to see. I might need to end this because of kids and cats. If you're in a similar situation, I don't want you to have criticism for yourself that you haven't found how to make it fun yet. From the first time I heard the make it fun message, I would say it's at least 5 years until I knew how to implement it, even though I tried. It might have even been 6 years. No, he'll be 7 this year, so it's around 6 years. I'm just now in the last year figuring out where's the fun in this for me. Now, I've still been in business. I still was doing what I could. I still was making a lot of difference. I have 95 five-star Google reviews, hundreds of happy clients, thousands of days posting on social media, 500 videos here. I've still been doing things. I've still been making progress. And it took me a while to find what's my fun. What does my ADHD brain like of this? And what keeps me motivated and moving forward in business that I don't get tired of, that I can do again? Because the other thing about, even though ADHDers were great at experimenting, if you only do this one experiment one time and you keep on always doing new ones, sure, you might have some little results, which do compound over time, but you don't ever get the repeated efforts of those results happening. Sorry. Happening again in a way that you can look at them, improve upon them, and do them again. So the rest of this month, if you have ADHD, what I want you to do is look for the ways that may or may not make sense, that you have fun, and that deeply intrinsically motivate you with the novelty of it. Lately, I've been doing these images, Instagram posts, but I've put some on YouTube where I'm just playing around with the contrast, a juxtaposition of images that either make me feel really good, like they're super beautiful nature scenes, or juxtaposition of things that I like the vibe, and then I put a nice quote there. I'm finally feeling excited to create these for me and to post them purely for my enjoyment. And it is so much fun so that like last night, it was Friday night after we're done doing family movie night, I want to come make more images. Like I don't want to stop doing it because I'm having so much fun. And I know that there are things for you that are the type of things that you wanna keep on doing it because you're having fun doing it and it drives you. That's what's gonna help you to succeed. So find that ADHD sweet pleasure. Look around. It might not be what you think it is. Or it might be that once you start getting in a new modality, a new way of marketing, a new aspect of your business, you might find the ADHD passion that lights you up that you want to problem solve. All right. I offer private one on one sessions and long term packages for people who want concentrated support, sustained support to make big changes. Even within one session, you can see all the Google reviews on my Google business page. Even in one session, we make huge gains. People have so much clarity and wins, and it's truly, I know, it's truly a great experience. So reach out with the link and book a session if you like. Bye. Let's go.